A lot of my clients have a problems with the parents. I guess it's a question that will touch all the generation again and again. But if you are the person who didn't have enough love, didn't have enough support, didn't have enough education, and a lot of things that you would like to have in your childhood, but your parents just couldn't afford it, couldn't give to you. And I'm not talking about some materialistic things like education, good house, good clothes, or something like this. Mostly a lot of clients who suffer with their self-confidence, relationship with partners, or even building in relationship, or building their career, or just being comfortable with themselves, they usually have one pattern that I notice again and again working with clients all over the world. And this pattern is not feeling well about their parents. It can be mom or dad, and to be honest, it's not so important who really affected you. Let's talk about this topic not in an emotional way, but let's talk about it in a more practical way. I'm the person who even see the problem. I don't really like to focus in on the problem or on the victim position. I'm asking just one question. Is there something that can help me to live better with this? Is there something that can help me to make step further from my problem and this problem stop affecting me? And during work with clients all over the world with different ages and different level of the lifestyle, I found out one system and one rule that really helps them. And today I want to share this system and these practices with you. Hi guys, my name is Tatiana Yes, and I'm a psychology approved coach who works with women all over the world, helping them to go through the traumas and change their life for the better. I'm a self-made woman, and I know how it is sometimes can be very hard, very suffering, very lonely to feel what you feel now. And even if you men, the practice that I will give to you now, it will help you as well. So we have a family, right? And when you grow in your life and you start to be an adult, you understand this. Like you can have with a lot of people different connections. You can have love connection, friend connection, work connection, but no one really can replace your family, like a parent's family. Yes, you can create your new family with your friends, with your love partner, even with your work partners, colleagues. But your parents, it's kind of like one element that was given to your life once, it will never change again. Even if we talk about their like teachers or older friends, yeah, they are important in our life. But still, if we're talking about the biological parents or parents who were with you from your young age, we think about ourselves and what we deserve from this life, what we can afford, what we can have, based on how our parents treated us. And if you are the person from the functional family where you was given everything like food, clothes, education, but not love, you can feel exactly the same pain as the person who grew with the parents who were quite, what's the word to say, um, quite unhealthy, mentally, physically, based on the behavior or the mindset, doesn't matter. There are so many stories that can suit to this video, so I would like to focus more on the practical way how we can solve this. The biggest problem why it affects you in the future, not just because you learn by their behavior how you need to treat yourself. This is one element. But the second part is when you're enough adult, you read a lot of books, you listen a lot of lectures, you still feel sometimes this even fear to be like them, to behave like them, or to even to hold the similar genes in your own body. And sometimes you can feel even this not with the really bad parents. You can feel it towards good parents, but still something doesn't work. So again, I don't want to say that it's a bad feeling. To be angry on someone, even to be angry on your parents, it's definitely normal. But what happens? When you think about your parents, you usually think about like mom, dad. It's kind of like a separate objects, separate human beings, separate, I don't know, like angels. We basically deeply inside give to these people quite big, close to the God role in our life. When you think about the God, you don't think that it will be the guy who will make a lot of mistakes and will treat you bad, right? You're usually thinking it's like, oh wow, God, everything doing for me that will makes my life better. It's quite hard, morally hard, to realize it's like maybe just God will treat me bad just because he's a bad guy, right? So that's what happens with our parents. We, as a child, doesn't matter how old you are, 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, and endlessly, you always will be a child for your parents. Even when you will be a parent, you still will be a child for your parents. And if in your mind you have a bad picture of your parents, you will consistently have a bad picture about yourself, about how world can be unsafe, about how it's very hard to rely on other people, because kind of like your parents are a mirror for everything that's around you and inside you. How to change the relationship with the parents and style of communication with the parents, it's totally different topics that we maybe will discuss in a different video. If you're interested in it, please text in the comments. I will read it and I will make another video about this. But we're talking today now about how you can physically switch this inside reaction, how you can look, I mean, on the most cruel, ridiculous parent as someone whom you can not maybe love, but as minimum accept in your life and stop being shy about. Because I know it doesn't matter what parent did in your life, you still biologically will endlessly hold genes from this person, and inside, very, very deeply, you will love this person. That's why there is another pattern. Sometimes people are scared to change life for the better because, metaphorically, if you will change your life and you will live much better than your parents, you kind of separate yourself from this very important connection in your life. That's why sometimes you can sabotage your success, your love relationship, your better life, and you even decide to stay in the worst conditions just to hold this important connection. Usually people don't really understand it. It's kind of, I usually call it like glitch system in your brain, how we try to explain everything and follow everything. And when I start to work with my clients, doesn't matter what do they feel, fear, pain, aggression, loneliness, inconfidence about themselves or about the parents or about their lifestyle, I always give them a meditation where they physically live the process, where they understand that there are two people in one. The parent, like let's take a mom, for example, there is a mom as a parent, and there is a mom as a woman who's just a human being with no extra power, like a God power. We feel all of these emotions where we are confused, not sure, and still waiting something good, and still waiting love, still waiting acceptance, still waiting this deep connection from the mom. But maybe in front of you, they're not really a mom, but just woman as a human being. It doesn't, if the woman is a bad mom, it doesn't mean that she is a bad human. But at the same time, if you didn't have love from the mom, it doesn't mean that you should stop feeling sad that this woman didn't give it to you. You just need to understand this big difference. And when you think about yourself and about your own past, present, and future, about you own as a human being, about it's like your parents didn't love you, never accept you, never support you, I want you focus on this role as this woman, as a mom. Now I will say maybe something magical, but I follow the philosophy. If some belief can change your life for the better, doesn't matter what will you do and what you will believe, if it will change your life for the better, I will believe in it and I will use it. So think about it logically. There are so many situations where women couldn't be pregnant, even being healthy. And there's so many situations where woman was pregnant. And I was thinking about this process a long time now. For sure, there's a lot of elements that should be connected at the same point. So there will be right period time, right partner, right mood, right relaxation, right physical process, and a lot of things that should be right at this moment. But I like this theory that kid never uh, could be created without the feeling of the huge love in the moment of the connection of two people. And this love shouldn't be long. It can be quite short, but still love. So from this moment, I would like you to think about your mom and your dad as people who were in the process of making you as a baby and feeling a huge love to you. Your mom and your dad, these people in this moment where they were allowed to feel love. Your mom and dad, as a human being, just as a woman, as a man, it's another role. Maybe they didn't have enough education. Maybe they didn't have enough emotion level intelligence. Maybe they didn't have enough money. Maybe they just didn't have enough power to realize that they're doing some shit things and they need to change. Even maybe they still continue to do exactly the same now. These people who treat you really bad, it's not your mom and dad who created you in a huge love. It's just women and men with their human story, with their human traumas, with their human problems, who couldn't really just handle it and take responsibility for their own actions. And from this moment, when you will be again in connection with your parent who affect you, who make you feel pain, who make you feel bad, I want you focusing just on the one idea. The person who treats me bad, the person who gives me big pain in my life, it's as a woman, as a human being. But my mom, whom I miss, whom I want to see, with whom I would like to be very close, or my dad, by whom I really would like to be protected, with whom I really would like to feel more safe or more cozy, more cool, whatever, or loved. It's a dad that was in the moment when I was created. Just separating these two roles, mom and dad, and just human being, will help you a little bit easier to look at the situation. Because even now, maybe you're a parent, maybe even you're an animal parent, maybe you will be a parent, but you will realize that you can really love someone in your life, but sometimes you just don't have enough resources and opportunities and education to be a good parent. Does it make you as a bad human being? No. Why I always say human being? Just human. Okay. It doesn't make you a bad human, but it can make you a bad parent. You need to have enough high level of self-confidence and not enough high level of the ego to truly say loud that I can be a bad parent. I can be a bad mom. I can be a bad friend. I can be a bad girlfriend or husband or anyone else, but I'm trying my best. Unfortunately, a lot of people who don't have enough power on working on themselves or not going to the therapy or even just scared to look in their darkest part of the soul, they will never say you like, hey, I'm sorry, I was a bad mom or I was a bad dad, but I'm here and I will try to do everything what's in my power to try my best to make our connection more closer. You understand what I mean? So for sure, there is a lot of deeper levels that's quite hard to give you right now in this YouTube video because everyone has very different story. And when I'm working with my clients, I'm always trying to find the best way how, in your special situation, you can change your phrases or actions or some some behavior to make your connection closer or to feel less hurted by the connection with your parents. But already now, if you start just focusing on this separation of the different roles in a person, I hope maybe a little bit, but it will help you to feel better about yourself. And it's okay to be angry on the woman who affected you bad and who didn't figure out how to be a good mom, or to be angry on a man who didn't know how to be a good dad. But at the same time, you still can love your mom and dad who are still inside you. So, from this moment, when you will think about you as a continual line from your mom and dad, think about that people who were created love. But don't connect yourself with these people who behaved bad with you, who didn't treat you well, who wasn't enough adult with you and didn't protect you as a baby when you needed them. Leave the comment. What do you think about this video? How do you feel after? Maybe you will open some new parts of your life and maybe some understanding, or maybe you even will try it in your real life. And after you will come back to this video to leave the comment, I would be happy to read all of your stories. It is quite interesting for me. And also, if you like the channel, like you like the video, likes, follow, subscription, I will be very thankful for this because it will help me to grow the channel and to share this video with your friends or with people who suffer from the bad memories about their past, because I know how it is to feel a little bit hate about your own just because you had parents who didn't love you. And this question, endlessly question, what's wrong with me? Why did it treat me bad? Thinking about like your mistakes. It's not the right way to change your feeling about yourself for the better. Start from the practice that I gave it to you now, and I hope you will see very nice difference very soon. Bye.